Hey guys, come on downstairs. We're playing a little Minnesota Timberwolves My League on NBA 2K20. This is the finale of season number 1. We're playing game number 82 against the New York Knicks, and then we will do the postseason. And we come into this one at 28-53. The Knicks are 29-52. Both teams headed for the lottery. And we finish off the year at Target Center. This will be the final game for a number of Minnesota Timberwolves. Who and what we get for them and all that kind of stuff still remains to be seen. So the final game in Minnesota Timberwolves, blue and green. For many of these players, our starting lineup today: Shabazz Napier, Culver, Wiggins, Vonleh, and Karl Anthony Towns. Smith, Barrett, Knox, Randall, and Robinson will start for the New York Knickerbockers. And let's get quarter number 1 underway of game number 82. Knicks out to an early 3-0 lead. Shabazz Napier. Over to the left side to Culver, Jarrett Culver, to Karl Anthony Towns. Shot from the elbow, no. Rebounded by Robinson. He's going to push it ahead to Barrett. RJ Barrett will back it out. He's guarded by Wiggins. A nice pass underneath to Julius Randle for the dunk. Nice look from RJ Barrett to Randle. Here's Dennis Smith Jr., guarded by Shabazz. Shabazz still guarding Dennis Smith, who will be our point guard next year. Well, Ricky Rubio will be. Who will be the backup? Will it be Shabazz Napier, or will we get somebody else? As you see Jarrett Culver come down with the layup on the dish from Shabazz Napier. All right, here is Trier. How do you say his name? Trier, I believe. Trier. Over to Dotson. Dotson, spin move on Okogie into the paint. He'll kick it out to Portis, and Portis' shot is good. 23-13, Knicks out to an early lead. Short-handed Timberwolves playing without Ricky Rubio. Here today, Okogie around the screen set there by Naz Reid. Here's Wiggins now. Wiggins, floater in the lane. High arching shot is good. Will this be the final game in a Timberwolves uniform for Andrew Wiggins? We shall find out in our next episode. Second quarter action now. Knicks leading 29-21. Here is Okogie, top of the key to Harris. Joe Harris, 3 good. Joe Harris hits the shot. He will be a free agent after this year. We're hoping to re-sign Joe Harris, though. Outside shooting that we could use. Here is Robinson over on the right side, guarded by Towns. Cross court, skip pass to Dennis Smith Jr., guarded by Shabazz. Around the screen, Dennis Smith Jr. Now Vonleh can't get the stop. Dennis Smith Jr. scores. Knicks lead by 13 at the end of the first half. They're shooting 54%. We're shooting 43%. Karl Anthony Towns with 8 points, 5 rebounds, 8 assists. And we go to the third quarter. So, defense is a concern going into this offseason. No question, our defense has not been great. The Timberwolves defense not good. Culver back to Shabazz. Shabazz for 3, got it. And we cut into the Knicks lead. It is now 67-63. It's a 4-point game midway through the third. Jarrett Culver setting things up for the T-Wolves at the top of the key. Culver holding. Culver still holding. Over to the left wing. This is Karl Anthony Towns. Cat looking for Joe Harris. Harris, catch and shoot. 3 is good. That cuts the lead to 1. All right, 71-70. Knicks lead. Here's Morris. Morris, free throw line jumper, no. Rims out, rebounded by Karl Anthony Towns. He swoops in, stealing it away from teammate Joe Harris. Here's Okogie, left side. Harris pump fakes, gets it down on the block to Naz Reid. Nice pass to Karl Anthony Towns for the dunk, and the Timberwolves have the lead. 72-71 with 3 minutes to go. Here's Trier. Over to the right side to Morris. Back to Trier. Morris sets the screen. Trier doesn't use it. Goes baseline. Reverse it up and in. Trier with the score. And at the end of the third quarter, the Knicks hold on to a 3-point lead, 80-77. 1 quarter remaining in season number 1 of our Timberwolves My League. Season number 2 just around the corner. We'll do the off season in our next episode. Here is Noel back to Baines. Over to the right side to Harris. Back to Noel. Noel holding at the top of the key. Naz Reid sets the screen. Noel around it. Jalen Noel cross to Harris. Got it from 3. Nice passing. Good ball movement there on that possession for the T-Wolves. Here's Naz Reid now down on the block. Naz Reid backing in. Looking for Okogie. Okogie swings around. His shot from 3. No. Rebounded by Dennis Smith Jr. He turns around and runs it out for the Knicks. Over to the left side, it is Barrett, RJ Barrett for the dunk. Nice pass there, nice break. 94-87 with 5:10 to go in the game. Shabazz Napier in now, running the point for the T-Wolves. Napier, hands off to Culver. Culver over to Wiggins. Wiggins three, shot good with Knox right in his face. Wiggins hits the three. 4:15 to go in the fourth. 94-92. Knicks leading by 2. Here's Shabazz Napier around the screen, set by Karl Anthony Towns. Back to Towns, looking straight down the barrel, shot good, right down the middle of the fairway. And the T-Wolves take the lead. Now they trail by 3 with 1:29 to go. Dennis Smith Jr. guarded by Napier. T-Wolves need a stop. Dennis Smith Jr. back out to Randall. Randall over to the left wing. Knox, shot. Oh, it's good. He hits the 3, and that will pretty much do it. The Knicks go on to win 107-101 in game number 82. Season number 1 is now in the books. It's behind us. And we look ahead to season number 2. But first, we've got to get into the off season. And we've got to shore up our defense. We let the Knicks shoot 52%. They had 68 points in the paint. We really don't have a great rim protector when we get past Karl Anthony Towns. And let's look at the final standings in the Western Conference. We finish at 13th at 28-54. The Lakers at 64-18 will be the top seed going into the playoffs. The Clippers end the season on a 7-game winning streak, and they are at 61-21. The Rockets at 59-23. The Jazz, with an injury-plagued season, missed the playoffs as the Suns beat them by 1 game to sneak into that 8th seed, and they will be rewarded with a first-round series against the Lakers. So the playoff matchups are set in the West. Let's look at the East. We'll get back to the West as we get to the first round. But the Eastern Conference, the Bucks and the Sixers tied. The Bucks get the tiebreaker. Celtics and Nets are 3-4. The Magic at 44-38 are 5th. The Toronto Raptors, defending champions, 42-40, finished 6th in the Eastern Conference. The Pistons and the Hawks both sneak into the playoffs with losing records. So the playoff matchups are set in the East. It'll be the Bucks and the Hawks, the Nets and the Magic. The Pistons will take on the Sixers. And a huge series, a very interesting one. The Celtics will host the defending champion Toronto Raptors. All right, let's look at the first round. The Lakers sweep the Suns, no surprise there. Portland 4-3 over the Warriors. Houston 4-0 over Oklahoma City. The Clippers 4-1 over the Nuggets. Out in the East, Milwaukee beats Atlanta 4-1. Orlando over Brooklyn 4-3. Toronto upsets the Celtics 4-1, and Philadelphia over Detroit 4-1. So the second round will be Philadelphia, Toronto, Orlando, Milwaukee. In the West, it'll be Portland and the Lakers, and the Clippers and Houston. All right, second round, the Lakers beat the Blazers 4-1. And the Rockets beat the Clippers 4-1. Over in the East, Orlando upsets the Bucks 4-1. And Toronto upsets Philadelphia 4-2. So the East Finals will be the Raptors and the Magic, and the West will be the Lakers and the Rockets. Let's look at the winners. The Lakers win it in 7 over Houston 4-3, and the Raptors win it in 7 over Orlando 4-3. The NBA Finals in year number 1 are LeBron and the LA Lakers against the defending champion Toronto Raptors. And guys, the Raptors upset the Lakers. They were the 6th seed in the Eastern Conference, and they beat the Lakers in 7 games in the NBA Finals. So, the Raptors back-to-back champs. Let's look at some stats from our players at the end of year number 1. Karl Anthony Towns, 20.9 points per game, 13.3 rebounds per game. A little bit higher than his career average. His scoring is down compared to previous years. 2.5 assists is about his average, maybe just a little bit down from last year. He shot 51%, right on his average. 38.1% from 3. That was down from the previous 2 years. Andrew Wiggins finished with 17.2 points per game. 3.5 rebounds per game. That's kind of a sad stat for a shooting guard, small forward of his size. 2.2 assists per game, shot 33.6% from 3, 44.6% from the field, and 73% from the free throw line. So that could be the end of Andrew Wiggins in a Minnesota Timberwolves uniform. Where will he end up next year? Ricky Rubio split between the Phoenix Suns and the Timberwolves. 12.1 points per game, 2.5 rebounds, 7.1 assists, 1.1 steals. He shot 36.5% from the field. He's not a shooter by any stretch of the imagination. A good floor manager, a good floor general, and a good defensive point guard. 28% from 3, but 83% from the line. All right, Jarrett Culver, the young rookie out of Texas Tech, averaged 10.8 points per game. 4 rebounds per game, 1.9 assists. And he shot 38% from the field, 28% from 3, and 78% from the line. And we look for big improvement. He was a round 1 pick number 6 by the Timberwolves in last year's draft. Who will we get this year? Where will we pick? That remains to be seen. That'll come up in the next episode. Joe Harris. We picked him up from the Brooklyn Nets. 8.9 points per game between the two teams. 2.5 rebounds per game. 1.2 assists. He shot 40.9% from 3, which was better than his 40.1% from the field, and he was an 85% free throw shooter on the season. That's Joe Harris in his 6th year out of Virginia. All right, moving right along, Shabazz Napier in his 6th year out of Connecticut. Averaged 8.8 points per game, 1.5 rebounds, 3.8 assists, 1 steal per game. Shot 34% from 3, 36% overall from the field. 88%? I can't read it very well. It's very small on my screen. 88%, I believe, from the line. As a backup point guard. Up next, Noah Vonleh. 7.2 points per game, 1.5 offensive rebounds, 6.5 total rebounds. Not many assists, not many steals, not many blocks. Again, we don't have a great rim protector outside of Karl Anthony Towns. Shot 50% from the field, 35% from beyond the arc, which is crazy. I don't think he shot very many threes. 64% from the line, which is down from last season. Gorgui Dieng, backup center, 7 points per game, 7.2 rebounds per game, an assist. Almost a block per game, so he was our second best defender behind Towns. 48.1% from the field and 20.8% from 3. Didn't shoot the ball great from out there. And his contract is up as well. It remains to be seen if he will be with us next season. As we continue right along, Aaron Baines spent time with the Phoenix Suns, came over in the trade that brought Rubio to us. He averaged 7 points a game, 4.8 rebounds. Shot the ball well from beyond the arc, 37.5%, 50.7% overall, and a very good free throw shooter, 88.6%. And he will be with us next season in his 9th season out of Washington State. Josh Okogie, young player from Georgia Tech in his 3rd year. Well, he will be in his 3rd year next year. 6.1, I believe that is, points per game. Again, it's hard for me to read small numbers, and I have bad eyes, apparently. 1.5 rebounds per game, 38.7% from the field, 23.3% from beyond the arc. He's not a three-point threat by any stretch of the imagination. All right, we have Jalen Noel. He only played a handful of games for us in 2019 and 20. 5.5 points per game in those games, 1 assist. Shot the ball 50% from 3, 69.2% from the field. He'll warrant more of a look next season. He'll be with us. Jake Layman, he will possibly not be with us. He's a free agent. 5.3 points per game, 2.6 rebounds, 34.8% from the field, 28.7% from beyond the arc, 70% free throw shooter. And chances are we'll probably let Jake Layman walk in hopes for a better free agent market. All right, Jordan Bell, backup power forward, 5.3 points per game, 3.7 rebounds. He started occasionally. 63.2% from the field, didn't shoot a 3, or didn't make a 3. He might have shot some. 62.1% from the free throw line. He's also a free agent. It'll be interesting to see if we keep him. We've got a lot of decisions ahead of us in episode number 24 coming up next in the off season. All right, Naz Reid only played a couple of games towards the end of the season. He'll be with us next year. He's under contract, a 2-way contract with the G League. And he averaged 4 points per game and not much else to speak of. Travion Graham, 3.3 points per game, 1.8 rebounds. He started a number of games this season for us, more of a defensive player than an offensive player. And he can play both the 3 and 4 position. We'll see if we keep him. And then we've got a couple of G League players that didn't get any time at the Timberwolves NBA level. Jordan McLaughlin didn't play, and Keelan Martin didn't play either, the young rookie out of Butler. All right, that's it for episode number 23. That's also it for year number 1. Up next, we'll get to the off season of our Minnesota Timberwolves Miley here on Mama's Basement Sports Game.